After you sit on the toilet, don't you?
Not
Use
my
that as
wife,
your meditation.
Not your wife, nor anybody listening to this podcast has eaten a shit sandwich. We didn't have a
Welcome to
hand in
Recovery Unfiltered. I'm Larry. I'm an alcoholic.
I am Rob. I am also an alcoholic. We are not
Multi-blended
professionals.
those fools.
There are no letters after our name. We know very little. However, you will hear the word God and a four-letter word in the same sentence. You will also be offended. So if you are easily offended, just pass us by. This podcast is not for you.
Our opinions are just that.
Why not
If
a
you don't
three-letter
agree with
word?
What we're saying, that's okay. We're going to love you anyways.
What is a
We are
bad
not in
three-letter
any way
word?
affiliated
Cow.
with AA.
God and cow.
Who
Grab
does
a
it?
beverage of your choice and get ready.
Let's go. Hello, Robert.
What's up? Like, because you know what four-letter word we're talking about when they say that.
Hey, what did I say right from the very beginning? One of the first AA meetings I was into. AA is the only place we hear God and fuck in the same sentence.
Yeah. By a man who's walking with him.
Right.
It's crazy.
I was just talking to somebody the other day. I said, I grew up in the church, but my relationship with God since I've been in AA is tenfold different. Tenfold.
But better. It's actually a relationship. It's not knowledge. It's a relationship.
Oh yeah. No, it is. It's like I said, I can sit and talk with him just like you and I are sitting here talking, right? And I have zero problem working around outside, doing the things I'm doing, driving down the road, just him and I having a conversation.
Sometimes it's even better just turn the radio off, don't listen to the podcast or whatever, and just
I do that a lot.
and just be with him.
I
Just
do
be
that
with your
a
father
lot.
and just kind of
Right. I do that a
reset.
lot. That's when I'm because I drive so much, right?
Me too.
I listen to a podcast or I listen to something, but there's a lot of times I'll just get in the truck and hell, I'll be down the road a couple hours before I realize, shit, I haven't turned the radio. I haven't done anything.
Just thinking.
Just thinking. And, that's a dangerous place to be is inside my brain.
Sometimes, especially when we were drinking, thinking, not just thinking.
You threw your wife on a plane this morning, huh, brother?
Yes, I did. 5 o'clock. We were there at 4:30. Her plane went off at like 5:20. It's Sacramento, so it was nice,
That's an easy
She goes,
airport.
"You're not going to walk in with me?" I said, "Babe, I can only walk in about 15 feet to begin
Right.
with. I'm not parking 500, 600 yards away I'm going to boot you out and go."
Get your shit and get the fuck out. Hey,
It was good,
speaking of that, so Tammy's having surgery?
Monday.
So they found a rubber band small enough to put her shoulder back
Put her
together?
shoulder back together, and hopefully it holds this time. Because she really didn't do anything to tear it. She didn't she fall or nothing like that.
She's lifting herself up on a cabinet, probably. Sorry,
Those
Tammy.
little people problems.
They make step stools for people like you. They
Yeah, so
make
she-
little people houses.
Well, the doctor said he thought her tendons and ligaments were strong enough to hold, and apparently they weren't. So
It's that
she's
old
gotta
age.
Yeah. You got to go back. Can you imagine going back? Because
she's gonna get on a step stool and punch me if I ever see her.
Oh yeah, with the good hand, the rebuilt one. She got cadaver.
So you're alone for 6 weeks.
6 weeks.
Oh my God! What are you gonna do?
We do some fishing.
You are?
I'm gonna go. Oh yeah, I'm gonna go down and shoot some guns.
We ought to do a podcast every day while she's gone.
Let's do it. I can do that. Do some step work.
My wife will shoot me if you're here every day. Hey, so I got a phone call yesterday. I'm coming up on my 3-year. This is kind of a little bit I was going to talk about today. I'm coming up on my 3-year. And I know I talked about this the other night in the men's group, but I got a phone call from Primary Purpose yesterday. And I know you know about this, but it was, it's one of those,
That's God. It's still a God thing.
It is. And I spoke last 2 or 3 weeks ago, and I enjoy speaking. I mean, we talk about that all the time. I don't really care. And it does a lot for me and I enjoy it. And, but Jeanette called me yesterday and it was kind of blue. And I was like, well, hello, Miss Jeanette. And, we talked for a minute. She's like, what are you doing on the 3rd Friday of next month? And I'm like, I have to look at my calendar. And I said, well, I think I'm home. She goes, you want to come speak? And I got goosebumps. And I'm like, seriously? She's like, yeah. She goes, you think you're ready? I go, I'm ready anytime you want. I'm just, it's my home group. It's where I got, and, I got butterflies for that one. And when you asked me to speak at New Hope, or Living Sober, I didn't get the goosebumps like I did there.
It's
But
nothing like your home group.
Right.
I didn't speak at my home group until I was 12 years sober. I mean, they asked a few times, but it just didn't work out until someone fell through. And she goes, I need someone, because it was June.
Right.
And she goes, I need someone next month to speak. No, it was the beginning of July. The speaker's not going to be able to show up. All right, it was a short notice thing. And I killed it.
Of course you did.
I don't know if I did that. I just said that to brag, but I don't know if I did anyway.
You probably did.
So
yeah, I'm a little excited for that. We talked the other night, and like I said, it's coming up onto my 3 years, and I got to go to dinner.
And Brad will be getting his chip that night when you speak. So that's even more special.
That'll be fun. You got to make sure Jeanette knows to have a birthday card this year.
I'll probably hit a meeting this week because I'll hit a meeting because Bonnie's going to be gone, so I'll have more time. I'll hit a meeting and I'll start a card for him.
Right. So I got to have dinner with Jason R last night.
Oh yeah,
yeah, it was cool. Because my main office is over in Marina where he's working at all the time. So I called him up to go to dinner. So we had some good conversations. So it's always great to see him, man. I love that guy.
I miss him.
Yeah, he's starting to get a little burnout over there. It sounded like, it's a lot.
It's a lot.
He's been over there.
It's heavy on him.
But, so he toured me around some of those houses he's building.
That probably really picked him up too, though.
It was fun. I enjoyed it. Those houses are freaking gorgeous. And Jason and I have a lot in common, right? We're away from home a lot. Right.
Yep.
And we're, for me, I'm not in the same spot like Jason is. Like Jason's there all week long, every week in the same spot.
Yeah.
I'm not, right. I'm all over the place. So he
like cow shit in Oakdale.
There you go. He was telling me he started digging in his wallet. He goes, look at here. And he had a chip for his 6-year.
And I've got one for him because I was going to get one for him.
But I was just excited. I'm like, you finally got a home group over here. He goes, yeah. He goes, I didn't think I really did until they gave me that. He goes, now I just kind of feel like I got a home group over here. That's so cool. Good for him. It's just kind of, I think he was, I think that made him happy. That made him feel at home. For me, like Monday at the meeting, I don't know what it is. And hopefully, and you keep saying, oh, I hope it never goes away, because for some reason, this last 3 months, starting in February, March, and then April, leading up to my birthday, I just get anxious. I get angry, not angry. I get anxious. I start reliving all these last 2.5 months in my head, starting February, right? The conference I just went to, right? I hadn't been to it in 3 years. I went back this year. And it's all started. Well, it didn't all start there. My hard end started there, right? So I started really just, oh my God, just overthinking shit like we do and getting, but I noticed I haven't been praying of a morning. I've gotten busy, right? I've gotten extremely busy at work. I haven't been praying of a morning. I haven't been spending the time in my book. I haven't been doing the things that I normally do. Kind of gotten out of that routine. And the balance of where I was at with my sobriety is kind of kicked, it's not there. So I'm just struggling with that a little bit and, trying to figure out, okay, how to, where in my busy schedule, because with this new job that I got, I started in October, longer I'm there, the more my feet get dug into the operations, right? And the more and more
and God gives us these times so we can not hold on to that anchor too bad. Let it go and trust in Him a little more. And when I said I didn't want you, I hope you never forget that. Right. Well, they say it's twofold. They say if you don't remember your last drink, you haven't had it yet.
Right.
One.
That's a very good statement.
And two, because I had the same thing when in early sobriety, what I considered the first 5 years, coming up to my sobriety date, May. I would get, in May, because June 1st is it. I just want that month to get over with.
Right.
Because I'd start getting anxious a little bit. Like, not that I was going to drink, but it was just weird. I just want to get it to June 1st. Okay. Another year down. And then it was, I don't know what it was, but I also did relive a little bit. And I don't even want to forget that. Now today, I don't have those.
As bad. You still got to think about it a little bit.
But I don't have that. I can't draw up that emotion that you did, which is awesome.
I get it.
Hey, I love that. That's powerful.
No, you know what?
Because that's a deeper appreciation for what we got.
I do appreciate it. Don't
I know you
any moment that I don't appreciate that. But man, sometimes I wish the pain would dull a little bit.
It will.
Right?
It will. Because time will do what time does.
Right. And it's just, I remember, when I had to see some people that I haven't seen in a few years, right? I've done my amends to them, but I didn't get to see them face to face because they live on the other side of the country or they live one was in Canada. So I hadn't got to see him. And we got to do that face to face. And, I thought it was, once again, you play these scenarios out in your head. I wasn't for sure how we were going to interact together.
And how'd it go?
Like we were best friends still. Yeah,
like
nothing.
Like you're back together yesterday.
Yeah, I just overplayed everything in my head.
Like we do.
Oh, we do.
For the most part.
And I had all these scenarios and seeing people that I haven't seen since I've been sober and, not knowing how they were going to, just overplaying shit, sitting in the bar and, doing all that stuff that I really don't give a shit about. Sitting in the bar wasn't a worry for me. It was how people were going to react to me, and
which we can't control. But,
no,
but
we
I
can't.
get it. But we think about such things. We do,
and it's hard. It's hard. So people don't know how to act around us.
Oh,
right?
That's even worse,
right?
They
so
don't.
I mean, they don't, and especially if they give a shit about you, right?
Oh yeah.
If they give a shit about you, they really don't know how to act.
But they're behind their back.
Right.
And, hey, Larry's coming.
Right.
Hide
and,
that goddamn old fashion.
I went out to dinner on I don't know, Monday.
What did you eat
Tuesday.
while you were in Vegas? What did you eat? Come on, talk to
me. I went to Lowry Steakhouse one night with some friends.
Prime rib, of course.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And was it the best prime you've ever had? Was it really good prime rib?
It's good. I've had better. I like Lowry's. Don't get me wrong, but I've had better.
Okay.
It's good. The nice thing about that place is how they present it, because they come out.
They come out with a cart.
They come out with that big ass cart and cut it right there in front of you. Yeah. To me, I'm a meat and tater kind of guy.
Yeah, maybe. That's all I hate.
Right.
You can even hold the tater sometimes.
Right. And they try to doctor up the taters too much. The guys I was with were drinking and, they're having a good time, and I ordered my Pellegrino, and, it's no big deal. And then Tuesday night I went out with another group, and there was actually just two of us, and both of them ordered an iced tea because I ordered an iced tea. No, I'm sorry. I ordered Pellegrino and she ordered an iced tea, and the other guy ordered an iced tea. And I'm like, I looked at both of them. I go, if you motherfuckers don't order a drink, I'm leaving. And they go, well, I just feel uncomfortable. I'm like, if you feel uncomfortable, think about how I feel. I'd feel way more comfortable if you just got the drink that I know you're wanting to have.
Yeah, ain't gonna bother me.
It ain't gonna bother me 1 ounce. And I told her, I go, you make me uncomfortable by not having a drink.
Yeah, ain't gonna bother me. Just don't hold me down and pour it down my throat. We'll be all right. We'll be all right.
So anyway, it was fine. And then, like I said, coming home from that, there's just a lot of memories that, these memories just come back up, and come the end of about mid-March is when I started really going to the doctor and started getting the bad diagnoses, and
Started shitting blood and puking blood
and coming out, and the bad stuff. The story
that's called
we read,
esophageal hemorrhage is what you had.
Story that we read the other night, it was absolutely just brought all that shit back up again, because it was basically telling my story.
Yeah,
and then so it just all that stuff, and then I had to go through my list of because I actually, when this lands, I'll be post-op 2 days. So I'm having surgery on Monday.
Nice.
This will drop Wednesday.
Is that an in and outer?
It's a very simple surgery. They're just pinning my SI joints together. So, I mean,
You'll be walking out, or are they going to be?
No, they said I know.
Small incisions?
Small incisions with 3 screws on both sides, pinning my SI joints together. But they, when this lands on Wednesday, I'll be, recouping when this basically lands. And then, so I had to read, I don't know why on this one, but I had to read I had to prove all my past medical history. And I started reading about all the trips to the hospital, those last.
Okay, but I meant to ask you, what was the time frame in those trips?
It started January 24th.
On 2022.
Of 2022.
That's when you started that, because that was the end. That to March or April was
January
the end.
2024.
And how many trips were there?
7. Yeah, between
for the alcoholism, for the big, for the guts and the.
Well, I mean, I was trying to blame it on, oh my God, I got heartburn, I got this, I got that, but shit, I lost from probably about mid-March until April 12th. I lost 45 pounds. I went from being a bloated, overweight turd to losing 45 pounds. And
that's a hell of a diet.
Yeah,
Atkins,
not one I would suggest.
Yeah,
right. That was painful. Right. I mean, you don't eat. You got it was painful. And I was blaming it on everything but. And the doctor, one of the last visits, he just, do you drink? Oh, I drink a little bit. Liar.
Why do you ask?
Liar. He knew.
They know.
it says
Look
right
at
in.
your, look at your liver. You know your what do they call it? Your liver function or the your numbers.
Yeah, they knew. I mean, like I said, I can read down through my medical. I'm like, yep, remember that one? Remember that one? I remember that one. And it just, but I start reliving that stuff, and it's not. I don't feel the pain for. I think of my wife and my kids, right? And I just think how hard that had to be, because I think if I had to watch my wife do that, how miserable I would be watching her and how much it would hurt for me to watch her go through it. And then it hurts, right? Because I'm like, she had to watch me go through all this shit. And it's like, and it hurts because I feel for her.
Well, because now we actually don't, because the alcoholic addict, either way, with 6 1/2 dozen, are the most selfish and self-centered human beings, in my opinion, on the fucking planet. Then once we take this step and we get God and all that, as we start loving people as we should properly, then we can actually have empathy and hurt for them. Man, look at the shit I put them through. Because now, and that's what you're feeling, which is awesome.
Yeah, the empathy is, I've never felt that before. Katie,
because I didn't give a shit about no one but me.
No. Katie and I were just talking about this the other night. My feelings to other people is sometimes it gets in the way.
It's not that I didn't have feelings, but they weren't as strong as the ones I had for old Rob.
I didn't give a shit about them, especially if they got in the way of my drinking.
Yeah, come on.
Right? No, you don't. Don't get in the way of my drinking. You want me to feel sorry for you? I'll feel sorry for you. Let's go have a beer.
Yeah, yeah.
Let's go sit and have.
And
a
once
beer
I get my needs met, once I got what I need, and I'm right, then I might. Then I'll help you out.
Right. Yeah, so
maybe
then Shauna called me from Maynard's. I go up there this Friday to speak up there again.
Okay, good. That's fine.
Yeah, I haven't been to the jails and because of work, right, and the running, I haven't had a chance to go into the jails, and I think that's a little bit of my balance issues, right? I haven't been able to chance to go in and do that because I used to get so much out of that, and I'm not getting.
But
that.
you notice God is supplementing with other things.
A lot, right?
Almost it right. Is. Because I didn't. She called me. She says, "Hey," and I said, "Yep." She goes, "Do you think Larry's ready to speak?" And I know what she was talking about. I said, "He's born ready." She goes, "And I need you." She goes, "Would you
Kid
please
won't shut up?"
Yeah, fucking get off God. Get one of them fucking shepherd's hooks and rip it. shepherd hook. Get it? Yeah. Anyway,
that's funny.
And I said, "She goes, would you please get me some other names of some speakers? I need some. Will come up, sure." But it wasn't. I didn't refer you. She called and asked, "Are you ready?" Yeah, he's ready. So that's a God thing. God puts you on her mind.
Right.
To keep you supplemented from.
We got another guy from primary. I think I told you about it. He. To have him on maybe. Yeah, I'm down. I know. I think that would be an interesting. He studied in
molecular biology,
right? And he started going to primary, and he got our name through Dawson and Michael, who's been on the show, right? He's listened to it, and he wants to come on and talk about. He wants to come on and talk about the effects.
Because he's really a newbie, which is great.
Yeah, since December of 2023, so he's got a little over a year.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm trying to get him on, but
the effects alcohol has on the body, not just makes us loopy, but because when I went in for my hip, when I first went to my hip doctor, and he was asking me questions about. He asked me, "Did you ever drink? To excess?" And I was like. Well, yeah, absolutely. Why do you ask? Because the necrosis that started this could come from alcohol abuse. I'm like, are you shitting me? Yeah. That stuff is.
I've been told that. I've been told pernicious. That with all the damage that's going on in my back.
I did not know.
Yeah, I've been told that a couple times. In fact, the lady that did my intake today, she asked. She goes, she's going down through the list. Do you do this? Do you do this? And then she says, "Do you drink alcohol?" I go, "Boy, did I." And she started laughing. I go, "Yeah, I haven't for almost 3 years, but I was a pretty hard drinker." And she says, "Well, that could be a problem with a lot of this stuff." And I go, "Well, you're not the first one to tell me that, right?"
And that's something. So it'd be cool to get him on and just to see the short-term effects, which we know some of,
right?
But and of course the cirrhosis and that. But there's more than just the liver.
Oh, it's
as we're finding
damage,
out, we're finding out what it can do. So that'd be kind of cool to.
But you know what though, Rob, the recovery process. I know my bones probably won't re-heal themselves, but the rest of my body from everything is pretty much healed.
Oh yeah, no. But it's the bones that
right. Yeah, there's just the bones, and all the accidents I was in, and all everything else, and it's You know, this will be my 24th surgery, and yeah, it's a lot.
That's a lot.
Yeah, so you know, and I go back and I start thinking about all the.
You're like the jaywalker in the book, running, walking out in front of shit.
I go back and I start counting the surgeries, and I think that, you know, that one's from alcohol, that one was from alcohol, that one's from alcohol, you know, because it all stems back to a wreck
Right.
that I was in 1988, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I go back and that was from the wreck, that was from the wreck, that was from the wreck. So yeah, I mean, it all stems back, you know, and it started in 2015 when I fell down and broke my hip. It scattered the calcium.
Were you drunk too?
I'd been drinking that whole morning. Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah. So, I mean, it all stems back to that.
In one way or another.
One way or another.
That's something.
One way or another. What else going on?
I don't know. What is going on?
I don't know.
I got two. I got the two Daniels doing good now.
Yeah.
Doing with one Daniel, the bigger kid, doing real good. God's got a hold of him, which is awesome to see.
That's the big guy.
That's the big guy.
So what about the trigger man?
No, haven't heard. He has not been back to a meeting yet. Haven't seen him. Haven't seen Roy Rogers.
All we can do is pray, man.
Yeah.
You know, it's a sad deal, but we all knew, well, I don't know about we all knew, but whenever he started speaking about it.
I fucking knew.
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm a little cautious, but when he started talking about it, you already started planning. You know,
He was planning before that.
Right.
But when you give yourself an out, I got
Right.
triggers and then this is it.
Right.
But okay, but then you went out and that wasn't,
Right.
that was, you did.
Right.
So what, so did you find another one? That's that's the whole joke with the tripping over the Roy
Right.
Rogers horse bullshit.
Right.
You know, but when he comes back
We'll love him.
and we'll work through that. Hey, do you see now where your problem lies? It ain't out here.
Right.
It's in between your ears. You know, let's work on that, brother.
So I just thought about something. I'm probably going to leave this one in. Remember Curtis?
Yeah. No, wait, he's still
doing
alive.
very well.
What? How?
Yeah.
Where? When? What?
So
why?
I haven't got a chance, and Miranda's probably going to kick me in the ass for even bringing this up, but
No kidding.
Yeah, he's doing very good. Very good. Going to CR. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Going to CR. If that's where he
Is he
found
still
his
with?
home.
Is he still with Crazy?
No.
Good man.
Found that out. And Miranda said he was going to call me, but he hasn't yet. And it's all right. It's like I told Miranda. I
Hey,
said,
that's
I don't
good.
care
Yeah,
if he
'cause
calls
I thought
me
that
or
guy
not.
was gonna.
So do you, me both.
Yeah.
I thought
He was on his way to death.
I thought he was dead.
Yeah, I did
I just
too,
hadn't
actually.
heard from him. And Miranda said he's doing amazing. She saw him.
Man,
And-
that's good.
Yeah. And I'm like, she goes, well, he's going to CR. I was like, you know, I don't give a shit where he goes.
Yeah.
I don't.
Eventually, he'll find his way to us.
Well, you know, I just, whatever,
joke.
as long as he stays sober and
No,
he's
that's
happy and he's got joy in his life,
Yeah.
good for you.
That's good. That's
for
good
you.
to hear. Okay, that makes my weekend.
Yeah, it made me happy when Miranda told me. I was like, what? And she goes, yeah. And I'm like, you know what? From the last time I spoke to him, I said, don't you ever fucking call me again.
Yeah.
He
Is that,
hasn't.
okay, is that when he was drunk in the car? Mm-hmm. And then got arrested, got the DUI? Yeah.
What's when I was in Austin, and last time I was in
Yeah.
Austin, and I haven't heard from him since.
That was the last job. Mm-hmm. You got a new job since then.
No, I haven't heard from him since.
Well,
Yeah. So, I don't know. It's just, you know, we hear those kind of things, and it's the same thing when we speak, right? We want to hit that one soul, and sometimes that soul gets, you know, sometimes that soul.
but him coming to our meetings for a while, planted seeds, and,
Somewhere.
and then someone else
Somewhere.
watered it, and someone else helped it
Right.
grow. Awesome.
No, and he found his. We pray, we pray that he found his way to sobriety through, Celebrate Recovery, right? And
Perfect.
yeah, I mean, some people get it.
I know the
think-
God that's over there.
Do you?
Yeah, same God I got. He's mine. He works over there too.
Does he?
Yeah,
Does he?
son of a
It was
gun. He's
funny.
pretty good.
Jason was asking me last night. He was like, because I was telling him about this guy, and he goes, Jason finally goes, "What is CR?" So I'm like, "Really?" I go and I explained it to him. He's like, "Well, we talked about it a little bit." So anyway,
So remember, Jason A got his 7 years
Right.
Friday night. We and a few of the boys were down there
where?
in Oakdale.
Okay,
He got his down there. It was good. Huge beating.
where was it in the Oakdale meeting?
Yeah, huge. I mean,
Inside that little room.
every chair and about half of them off the wall were there. I mean,
Really?
It was, yeah.
Really?
If the fire chief came in, we'd all get kicked out because it was way
Was
over
Scott
capacity.
there? Was the fireman
Yeah.
Scott there?
You know, he was like, "Hey, what's capacity here?" So I'm saying, I'm retired. Bill got his 37.
Bill.
Old Bill.
Okay.
So he's been sober. He got sober at 37. He celebrated
Wow,
37 years, so
okay.
he's been sober half his life, which is
That's
that's a goal.
pretty
That's a
cool.
goal for everybody.
That's pretty cool. That's really cool.
Unless you got sober at 5, then that's not an accomplishment at all, bitches.
No.
I got to go 38 years. Fuck, I got to. So how old would that make me? 38 and 38 is what?
I'll have to be 100. I'll have to be 104.
70 fucking 4.
I'd have to be 104.
Oh, you ain't gonna make it. You might make it. But by the time we get there, they'll have some shit you can inject in your ass that
That's funny.
give you a new life.
That's funny. That sorry, I forgot to shut my phone off. So yeah, those birthdays. We got a lot of birthdays coming up inside of our group right now.
Brad next month,
right?
You
Brad
and April,
and me. Kevin was in
we
there.
just had Kevin. I got his.
Pat. Pat just celebrated 32.
Yes.
So I mean, we got a lot of anniversaries coming up. For some reason, we have a lot coming up this time of year. So, anyways, hey, I didn't say where you can reach us at. You can reach us at Recovery Unfiltered podcast. Sorry, Recovery Unfiltered podcast at gmail.com. If you got any questions, concerns, I know this is going to be a shorty today
or if we're pissed you off.
Oh, call Rob.
Let us have it.
Just call
If you
Rob.
disagree with something, let me have it.
Call Rob though.
I will just give you all your venom. Or if we said something that touched your heart, sure, let us know that.
Yeah.
And we won't do it again. So just
we're getting a lot of words of encouragement, and I haven't really had.
And I
a chance
appreciate
to-
those.
We do, and I love those. Those are the ones that I really enjoy. The ones that I haven't seen, and it's you can take it as a good or bad. I haven't seen one in a while saying that they need help us find some help, and I just hope if you're out there and you're questioning, don't worry about it. Just call or email me. We'll figure out how to get in touch with somebody. We did have a new.
Hey, I'm a single man for 6 weeks. My wife's in Wyoming, so if you need help, I'll drive. I got nothing. I got extra time.
Have Subaru. We'll
travel.
Anyways, Rob, I appreciate you doing this at the last minute. I wanted to drop another one in real fast before the surgery and everything happened. So once again, if you got any concerns, want to jump out and see us, it's Recovery Unfiltered. Hey, you know what? Sorry, before I jump out here, probably just lost a bunch of people though. So if Bonnie's in Wyoming now, will you guys still be going there for your summer vacation, or now are you going to go to the international convention? Jason wanted me to ask you that.
I'm not going to that thing.
Why?
I ain't going. Are you driving or are we flying?
Flying.
She wants me to. I don't know. I'm going to text. I want to go somewhere with her.
Okay. We'll take her.
Yeah, but I want to. I ain't taking her to. I'm not. I know, but I ain't taking her to freaking Canada. She wouldn't want to go to Canada to be part of that. She'll just sit in the hotel room. She ain't gonna be part of that. Kim is actually
right.
My wife don't like people, doesn't like cold, and don't like to travel, and I just send her all three.
That's funny.
But I want to do something with just us.
Right. No, that's good.
So we might fly back there because what they want me to do, because they've been trying to get me back there.
And see your sister.
I might drive back there to pick her up. But probably not because of what's going on with work and stuff.
Right.
We'll just have to time it different.
Right. Okay.
They fucked everything up.
All right. Recovery Unfiltered podcast at gmail.com. Recovery Unfiltered podcast at gmail.com. Give us a holler. See ya.
Thank you for joining us today.
We hope you learned something today that will help you.
If you did not, come back next week and we'll try again.
If you like what we heard, give us a 5-star review. If you don't like what you heard, kiss my ass. You can't say that, can you? Anyway, if you don't like what you heard, go ahead and tell us that too. We'll see what we can improve. We probably won't change nothing, but do it anyway.
Hey, thanks, Rob. Come back next week and hopefully something will be different and something will sink in.
This has been Recovery Unfiltered.